Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for joining us for yet another fantastic youth forum conversation that has been powered by the Co-operative Bank. Now, for the last few weeks, since January, we've been running conversations every single Friday from 11 a.m. And these conversations have been centered on helping young people get into businesses. We've talked about buying shares, investments, getting capital, budgeting your money, scaling up, and we've even spoken to young people in the agricultural sector. Just in case you've missed out on any of those conversations, you do not have to worry, because all you have to do is go back to COP Bank social media platforms on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well, and you can rewatch every single conversation that we've had over the last weeks. Now, today we will be focusing on young people who are building businesses, and not just businesses only. These businesses are profitable and sustainable as well. They're here with us on the set, and they will be shedding more light on how you as well, who's watching us right now, can get into the business sector. Thank you so much for joining us. For everyone who's streaming in across all our social media platforms, it's a pleasure to have you with us this morning. My name is Violetta Ngina, and I will be your host in this station. Now, without much further ado, I know you're very curious, ready to see who we have on set, and we do have Solo, one of our favorite content creators. Mimi nampenda sana, and I know who you're watching right now. You also like him as well, and it's only right tumwache ajiintroduce na slogan yake. So in 3, 2, 1, naitwa
Solo, napelekaga watu Gikomba na ninajua mashimo.
Come on, there you go. That is Solo. Tumeanza na energy iko climax, and that is what you should expect from now until the end of this conversation. Now, Solo runs an on-demand errand business. Yani yeye anapigisha watu maluku safi, wanaitanga pamba
safi,
pamba imeenda shule, and he goes to Gikomba ama wadhi, anakutafutia luku, and that's the business that he has created for himself. We also do have with us George Bayer. Now, George runs a car dealership in Kiambu, inaitwa Vrumex Automat, and he is also a cooperative bank customer. Habari ya George?
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Today we want to learn, mimi nataka kuanza kazi ya magari. Naanzia wapi, naleta gari gani? All those details we are hoping to learn from you. Sini sawa?
Kabisa.
There you go. And of course, this conversation would not be complete without the sound of an expert ambaye atatufundisha sisi kama vijana what are the do's and the don'ts as you get into business. And today we do have the distinct honor of being joined by Mr. Alex Wamahio, who is a consultant trainer, COP Consultancy. Karibu sana Mr. Alex. Leo tunataka kuelewa mambo ya kuanza biashara. Are you up to the task?
Exactly.
Great, there you go. So the hashtag that we are using is let's go, let's grow. And also remember, this conversation is not for us only who are on this panel. We do want to hear from you. So please talk to us, ask us any questions that you do have regarding business, and our young boys here and of course our expert will be more than happy to answer those questions. And allow me to set the scene on why this conversation is very important. Vijana wameanza biashara, young men are creating employment for themselves, and we also have to appreciate the fact that small businesses are contributing to about 30% of the national GDP. Now, wale watu ambao they've gotten employment from the small businesses is about 80% of the national workforce. All right, so a lot of people are getting to earn a living through these small businesses as opposed to the formal sector, and that's why we definitely need to have this conversation. We know that employment is such a hard thing in the country right now. Kuna vijana wengi ambao watakwambia nimesoma, nimefanya nini na nini, niko na hii qualification lakini sijaweza kupata kazi. And remember, about 75% of the total population of Kenya is young people under 35 years. And that's why a lot of them have started creating businesses for themselves, like Mr. Solo. And Solo, I want you to just start by telling us, Uliamka siku moja ukasema unaingia wadhi. Unajua si tumezoea kama ni kubailuku, kuna stall tutaenda mahali. Kama unataka mampya, unajua mali ya kuendea mampya. Kama unataka zawadhi, you have your guy. You can even call your guy anakudeliveria kwa nyumba, or you go to their stall. But you chose a very different angle to it. So help us understand how you came up with this business. Alafu pia ilikuwa mwaka gani ukaamua kuanza hii biashara?
So nilianza biz kitambo. Nilianza kupiga biz kitambo cause biz nilianza kupiga nikiwa kampo. Nikiwa kampo nilikuwa na hockey earrings sana. So nikaisukuma then COVID came, biz ikadedi. Juu sasa tulianza kwenda virtual classes, ni virtual na mimi nilikuwa nauza class to class. Sikuwa na social media then. After hapo COVID 2020 ikaingia, nikaenda home. Hapo ndo unajua Nairobi wanakuja. So nikarudi home, then nikarudi tena 2021 nikaanza kuuza jezi za futa. So nikauza jezi 2021, 2022, 2023 season venye ilisha, bishti yangu akakuja akaniambia niaje Solo. Sasa hii sales iko down, kila kitu iko down. How about juna jonga mashimo uanze kutupigia shughuli? Akaniambia nianze kupiga errands. Nikamuuliza errands ni nini? Ndo akaniambia hizo ma 1 2 venye sio kutuma uanze kutulipisha. So nikaanza shughuli sasa CBD. But ilikuwaga word of mouth. Nakuja nakwambia niaje mimi upiga ABCD. Wewe kwa tu place huko, mimi ni hala ndakuchukulia kago zako. Ndio nikaanza hiyo nikakuwa naisukuma. Then August 2023 ndo nilipata client wangu wa kwanza akakuja akanizaniaje Solo, unaweza niingiza Gikomba? Nikamwambia yeye anaweza kupeleka Gikomba. Alikuwa gamdem. So nilikuwa najua mashimo, but sasa nilikuwa najua za maboy. But of course unajua kama ni wadhi ni wadhi. Una get? Yeah, so nikampeleka. By then nikakuwa sasa nishaanza ku create content. So si tukashoot. Nimeenda pale hivyo akaanua mali. Content ika blow up. Nimekaa tu hivi chini, nimeenda kujilaza magizi. Matenje, niaje nimepeleka watu Gikomba, nikajua hii ndio mnapenda. Hii ndio mnapenda.
Hii ndio mmekuwa mkingoja.
Ndio hii sasa. So sasa hapo ndo sasa tukaingia sasa Gikomba full time.
Right.
2023 August.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how that business started and you've been doing it since.
Ever since.
Sai kwa wiki unaweza peleka watu wangapi Gikosh? A good week. A good week ile unasema leo hii wiki nimekafunga mbaya.
So siwezi track week, naweza kushona siku.
Okay.
Busy ni busy. Kuna siku busy ni mbaya, kuna siku busy iko fiti. Nikianza nilianza one man. Una get? So nikiwa na msemo mmoja nilikuwa tu sawa. Msemo mmoja dela mimi niko fiti. Then sasa tuko mraya. Tuko mbogi.
Right.
Sasa kuna watu kama tuko mbogi ya mtu 7.
Okay, so you have 7 people you're working with,
yeah.
And in a day you can service like how many clients?
So venye nimekishow, unapataga kuna bad days na good days.
Give us the good day. Give us the good day. Solo so, na kuona nipe good day.
Tunaweza welcome mraya mtu kako.
10 people. Unawapeleka mashimo
mbaya.
Come on. There you go. Thank you so much Solo for that. Now tuende kwa George, all right? George runs a car dealership pale Kiambu, Vromex Automat.
Yes.
Tungependa sana kujua, when did you start? Why did you start? Was this what you wanted? Had you tried pengine employment? Mahali umetafuta kazi ikashindikana, ukaamua hey guys, itabidi nianze kufanya biashara yangu. Shed more light on that.
We started in 2014. Yeah, I mean, I knew I wanted to sell cars. I love cars. So, I mean, we came together as some friends, you know, with pool resources and buy one. Shikana, tunanunua kagari kamoja. Tuna Solo maybe ameitiwa gari mahali, tunaenda tunanunua, tunauza, tunashare. You know, then we scaled up along the way.
Right.
Yes.
Mulianza mkiwa marafiki wangapi at that time in 2014?
No, we started like 4 people,
okay.
But it was not Vromex. We were just independent. Wewe unakuja na pesa yako, mwingine yake. But in 2014 is when I decided to just go solo.
All right.
Yes,
great.
Yes.
So friends, mnakuja, you pull up your resources.
Yes.
you buy a car, mukiuza,
Yes.
commission mnagawana, and
Yes.
that's how you progress.
Yes.
Great. So before we move to the expert, atuambie what he feels about the business models our young people have here, we also want you who's watching us from whichever part of the world or the country that you're watching us from, tuulizeni maswali. If you have any questions around business, kama umefungua biashara, umekwama mahali, ama uko na mipango ya kufungua biashara, you just need a bit of advice, we are here for you today. And also we'd like to ask you, in case nikupatie 10,000 Kenya shillings right now, what kind of business can you start? All right, so give us those suggestions. We'll be more than happy to sample them as we progress with the program. Mr. Alex, you've listened to our young gentleman here. Huyu anapeleka watu wadhi, huyu 2014 ameanza kazi yake ya kuuza magari, and that's what he always wanted to do. So we want to hear from you as a young person ambaye anataka kwanza mambo ya biashara. What are those key factors? A consider nini cha kwanza even before you set up that business?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ngina. And I'm really excited with the testimonials because they confirm what we have been talking about in our previous series of generating a business idea and how to start a business. So if you listen to Solo alianza na earrings.
Yes.
I think it's something even now he has, so it's something he loved. And what I've been telling the young people is that sometimes it's what you love doing, the passion. George pia amesema yeye ni msee wa magari.
Yes.
So it's the little things that you love doing and just how you can scale them up. Okay?
Right.
So the other thing he talked about to us about is, when he started taking people to Gikosh. We were saying that the little things people complain about could just be the opportunities.
Yes.
So, and for Solo, I'm happy that he didn't complain. He saw it as a business opportunity.
Yeah.
So some of these are not very far from where we are.
Right.
So it's just being a bit conscious on how can I make money out of the opportunities that present themselves, and I'm happy for the young men here.
Yes, so umesema passion kitu cha kwanza, alafu unaangalia hiyo what can give people convenience. You tap into that. Kuna watu wengi wanataka luku, lakini hiyo kazi ya kwenda huko ndani hawataki. So you come in there and that's the gap that you're feeling, right? Great. So George, back to you, all right?
Yes.
Wakati ulianza umesema you had like 4 people, mkaleta kila mtu pesa yenye yako nayo, mnabuy kadinga, mnauza, mnagawana yodo, and then at some point now you decided to go all in as an individual.
Yes.
Vroomx Automats.
Yes.
Ndio.
Yes.
Wakati sasa ulianza running this company as you. Najua hapo mwanzo mlikuwa na mabeshte, you're cushioning each other, maybe some things you're doing it in the informal way. What are those things that shocked you once you started running this as an individual and as a proper structured company? Vitu ambazo huko unajua, you had to learn on the job as you moved.
The first shocker was that we could, the recurrent costs were so high, Before that, we would take the cars to the car bazaar, Jamhuri grounds, but now, in 2014, you've set up a showroom. So you need to pay rent, you need to pay salaries, whether you sell or not. So that is not, and then I had not foreseen you can stay with a car for a whole 2 months without selling it.
Right.
So we started now offering a service. We could also sell for you. So that you as Ngena, who has a car that you need to sell, but you don't want to go through that hassle of talking to buyers, or marketing, we'll do that for you.
Right.
To supplement our income from our own cars.
Right.
Yes.
So now once you started, you set up your showroom in Kiambu.
Yes.
Kuna kijana ambaye pia anakusikiza saizi anataka kujua, then how much did it cost you to put up such a showroom? Unaweza mpatia range, alafu pia why did you decide itakuwa hapa Kiambu? Ndio mtu pia ajue as you set up your business, this is what you need to consider for your location. Si ndio?
Yes.
Usijikute una set up business mahali ambapo utakuwa wewe na product yako through and through. So those considerations, alafu your investment capital ya kwanza hapo when you branched out as an individual, what was it looking like?
Well, I'd first say the reason we chose Kiambu Road as the location, as the location for our showroom. For those who know the car market, way before Kiambu Road became a destination for vehicle shoppers, Ngong Road was. So, I mean, for us who came late, Ngong Road was almost full. So, and we saw Kiambu Road as the next frontier.
Right.
I mean, and if you can look at it right now, there's more showrooms than Ngong Road and Langata Road combined.
Yes.
So, I think that is also good for us, I mean, to position ourselves 10.
Right.
Now, on
Capital,
on Capital,
Kwanza, setting up the showroom, hiyo bei ilikuwa inakaje for someone who's coming from a group of 4 friends and now you want to do it one man? What was it looking like?
I think a modest showroom, you'd have to have like 5 million. And this is like, just pay rent, do a small container office, and then also set up the office, furnish. You're good to start off.
Right.
Yes.
5 million, mita
Yes.
5 ikuwe mahali.
Yes.
All right, great. So coming to you, Solo, umesikia George pale, ukitaka kuanza showroom, him is very passionate about cars, 5 million iwe tayari mahali huko, si ndio? Talk to us about yours. Wewe uko kwa fashion industry. Kila siku watu wanataka kupiga logo, Umeanza biashara ya kupeleka watu wadhi. When you were starting up, back then, 2023 thereabout, capital ambao pengine you had to invest into this business, what was it looking like?
Personally, nilianza na zero capital. Like, cause ni service. Mimi nakupeleka unanilipa. So si need that kuweka do wavi. Haita make sense.
Right.
So nikupeleke, unipe do,
Right.
unilipe. Mimi nilianza bila capital.
Zero capital,
Yeah.
na huku kwingine kuna 5 million capital. Alright, so coming back to you, Mr. Alex, unaona biashara kweli ni tofauti, alright? So kuna ule ambaye anaanza biashara, they might need 10,000, alright? And that's why also kwa hiyo 10,000 we are asking you who is watching us today, kama uko X, kama uko Facebook, on Zoom as well and YouTube, ukipewa 10,000 uanze biashara, utaanza biashara gani? Please talk to us and ask us any questions that you do have. But back to you, Alex, Zero capital hapa, 5 million pale, ndio hiyo tunauliza mtu ukipatiwa 10,000 what would you start? So clearly depending on what you do, the capital could be different. And a lot of young people atakuja kuambie mimi niko na busy idea lakini ndio unatoa wapi, you know, and maybe there are so many opportunities to get money around them that they don't know how to identify yet. So when you're speaking to that young person about starting up in money, what can you advise them?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ngina. So for the young people listening to us, I think it's clear that not all businesses require that you have capital. And I like the example given to us by Solo here. So not all ventures that you may want to get into require that you have some startup capital. Even for George, uko Jamhuri, he started off by giving the service, like sell my car, I'll pay you money. So maybe at that point, he never quite had startup capital. So just to say that don't be locked or don't be stuck in your business idea and say that you can't start because you don't have capital. However, it's also true to say that some businesses actually do require capital. And most of the young people that reach out to us will always ask, how do I get capital? How do I get to raise capital? So some of the most common methods of raising capital, one would be your own savings. You know, just have something for yourself. What that does is that anybody else you approach and you want them to, you know, to give you something more, they already appreciate that you already a step and you have something for yourself. Okay. So having money for yourself, it's a good thing. Learn to have a saving culture. Even if you're in college, you can just put a little money aside. Of course, depending on the business that you want to get into, you can get money from family. I mean, there are people who trust you or friends. Yeah, sometimes you can even decide to dispose of some things you don't actually require. I know most of us have things, gadgets in the house that is just lying there, and those could be the first point of looking at, can I dispose of these?
Right.
And you could raise a few thousands. Yeah.
Right.
Thank
Talk
you.
to a young person ambaye anakusikiza saizi na anauliza, can I walk to Co-operative bank nipatiwe loan? nianze biashara, si ndio? Idea niko nayo, business plan niko nayo, hapo tu kwa pesa ndio sina vizuri. Nimejaribu kudeclutter vitu kwa nyumba, they are not even giving me a quarter of what I need to start the business.
Okay.
So what are the options of that when it comes to young people getting loans to start businesses?
Okay, so I'll say this, and that most financial institutions are shy of giving money for startups. I mean, you can't just walk into any bank and say, I have this big idea and I need money, okay? The model is that it's based on what we call a risk assessment. Right. You know, a financial institution will see you as a risk because it's not something you have already started, okay? If George here, we give him the 5 million he wants to start, and 1 month, no sales, then as a story happens a job, I don't know what happened. That loss goes to the financial institution, which they are not keen to take up. So, but even if banks don't do that, I encourage young people to look for partnerships. You know, there are people out there who would be willing to partner with you. You know, there are people we call venture capitalists. Right. Like you have this business idea. Some even go ahead to incubate your business. You know, they work with you, and there's some arrangement around, you know, how am I going to get a return from my investment.
Right.
So all is not lost, even if banks probably do not give you money to start up your business. There are so many other opportunities outside there.
Right. So later on, Alex, we'll be coming back to you, utuambie, as a young person, sawa, hamjanipatia loan ya kwanza, but at what point now will I qualify to get money to scale up the business, sawa? So you'll talk to us about that. But now I want to come to Solo, You're talking about on a good day, clients ni kama mtu 10, alright? Unajua on a bad day, pengine unaweza kosa mtu, but yeah, you're doing very well for yourself. Even looking at the interaction on social media, it's incredible. Niambie kama kuna wakati ambapo client alikuja with the crazy demand, na what you deliver ni kama hamuelewani kidogo. Unajua siku hizi mtu anaweza kwambia anataka a pink shirt, but pink iko in different shades. Hakusema kama ni hot pink, kama ni mauve, kama ni kuna ile fuchsia, sijui kuna baby pink, alafu umepeleka tu pink, and then now ni kama wewe na client hamuelewani. So talk to us about that, meeting the client's demand and the challenges that can come with that. Is client always right when such a situation happens?
Client akwagi right siku zote. Kuna watu kama wanataka kufunza kazi yako, si ni mimi nakupeleka, so mimi najua chenye na mimi najua places, mimi na control chani yake hivyo. Utakama upate msee amekuja na Pinterest board, anataka for example venye nimepiga hivi, anataka hii, sema aliona nguo Pinterest, anataka hii. So mimi mshoniaje ku open minded because unajua ni mtumba. Beli inaweza toa anything, anything,
Right.
Cause uwezi predict beli itatoa nini. Naweza kwambia utapata kitu iko close na hii but si hii exact. Yeah, nataka hiyo exact.
Right.
So unaona hiyo kusumbuana, anakuambia ni aje, wewe unapiganga kelele, unatuambia unajua mashimo, kwani hizo mashimo unajua ni gani? So unapata wasee wako hivyo, hiyo mvutano.
Right.
Unapata for instance, msee alikuwa na siku tu mbaya, aliamka tu vibaya, anakamtu kutoa mavitu zake, una get. Amekuja soko ako moody, unajua pia soko inataka vibe.
Yes.
Tunataka tukitembea as in unaenjoy, nataka uenjoy hii shughuli because ni shughuli ya one time. So ukikuja uko moody, venye nguo zitoki, unaweka emotions.
Right.
Zinaitaki emotions.
Right.
Una get?
Yeah.
So unapata kwa hizo mvutano, cause yeah yuko right. Mimi najua yuko right. Nasaki kumpoteza cause unajua kupoteza client mmoja alikuwa anaenda kupiga referrals, ambie mabishti zake, post online, and then sasa iko social media. Aende aseme kuna kijana nilienda akanifanyia.
Yeah.
So kwa avoid hiyo kibao, unajita mkutano kwa akili kwanza. Naitwa Solomon, so mimi ni mwise sana. Na kwa gana wisdom mbaya sana.
Come on, King Solomon.
Usaini cross. Msanii alipwe.
Siku zombo.
So utakaa upate kwa hizo instances, nataka tu chini nione naweza mhandle aje.
All right.
Nimwambie ni aje, iko hivi na hivi na hivi na hivi. Pole ukupate ile kitu. Na unajua kitu fani ni wewe upate ukose, mimi nataka do.
Yes.
Cause unaweza pata msi anakuja apati nguo,
Yes.
but umemshoa mashimo.
Yes.
Unaweza pata naye kesho, maybe alikuwa anataka kujua tu ni wapi na wapi and then akose kukulipa. So me at the end of the day mimi unanilipa.
We have to pay you.
Upate
So your
ufanya.
structure yenye umeset up, how do you charge? All right? Wewe kazi yako ni kupeleka watu mashimo, si ndio?
Yeah.
So umesetaje hiyo business yako? Do you charge people per hour, per half a day? Help us understand, ndio mtu aelewe hii biz structure yake ni hivi na hivi na hivi.
So tukianza nilikuwa na charge wase 10% of the total number of goods umebuy.
Okay.
So kama umebuy vitu za 10k, mimi unanipiga dhao yangu polite.
So hata kama mtazurura the whole day.
Then unajua tulikuwa na ni teke rampage na kwa mbio.
Okay.
Unajua nguo zikikatwa, kama ni msmart na unaona fashion na angle fulani. Cause nguo itoki atikiwa safi hivi inakuja ikiwa na creases, inakuja ikiwa chafu. So lazima uone beyond hizo creases. So kama uko na hiyo intelligence, teke within 2 hours 3 hours. I mean kuna dhao.
Okay.
And trust you me, hiyo dhao mimi nilikuwa naishi the dream I wanted. Nilikuwa nasikia yani ni kama hata Elon Musk anifikie. Kuna Jeff Bezos anakuja. Tunaweza kaa pamoja tuongee. Nilikuwa nasikia niko mulad mbaya. Wow. Like nimeamka ngware 6:30 by saa 2 saa 3 shama za rampage umenipin dhao. Mungu bariki wengine. So ilikuwa hivyo until msee akakaa siku fulani akabai vitu za 5,000. So akanipiga pancha nikafeel yeko iende hivi. Ndio unajamisha kwa 10%. Yes. So of course siwezi kuruka. Unanipiga tu pancha yangu polite nenda nikisikiaga vibaya na huko. Unanipata? Nikasema niaje kutoka leo itakuwa thao. Flat rate thao. Ubai vitu za thao, ubai vitu za thao. So mimi nataka tu thao. So ikaendaga hivyo until madam fulani tuliingia kanaye tukapiga naye rampage siku yote. That was the longest time nishika soko. Tulipiga naye rampage kutoka 6:30 hadi 5. Hata mtu aliingia cooperative to 5.
Ashamaliza shaenda home.
Akiamka mimi kwa soko. Yes. Ameenda home niko soko. Haya nikasema hapana.
Yeah.
So ndio nikaenda nikistrategize nikasema sasa kutoka asubuhi 6:30 to saa 5 ni thao. Ikipita saa 5 unaniongeza punch hadi saa 7 inakuwa 1500. So ikakuaga hivyo. Wasa kaanza unapata nikikuita unakuja na mria yako na watu kama watatu. Unajua kimpedo nikaona hapana nikaanza kucharge per head. And then unajua venye uchumi inaenda ikiongezeka.
Yes.
Of course unajua mafuta inaongezeka, unge inaongezeka, niongezeke pande yako. Pia kwangu inaongezeka. So pia mimi nikaongeza kidogo. So sasa tuko 1500 kuanzia 6:30 to saa 5.
6:30 to saa 5 1500 na hata tukikuja mbogia watu 5 per head.
Kila kichwa. Huko inakuja kwa unajua unapataga mtu anahitaji riders. Watu wanakaa ndu alafu ajoi riders ndo kati hapo. Mtu ako ingo inakaaje bambi.
So now we get it, it's from 6:30 to 11 1500.
Yeah.
Aki-extend hadi saa 7 anaongeza punch. Great. Good.
After hapo 7 chwani awali.
Come on. Thank you so much for that. Yeah. At least now we understand when you structure biashara yako and how you are making your money. George will be coming to you shortly. Nataka nisome feedback. Utuambie kwako ushaipata a demand. Mtu amedemand hiki, chenye umepata ni kingine, mkakosa kuelewana hapo kidogo. Are there those customers ambao the deal was looking good at the beginning lakini kukakuwa na issue hapo katikati, pengine delay, ulikuwa expect your gari itafika hapa in 2 weeks and then other things beyond your control happen. It now takes over a month and then you have a client who's really going crazy. How do you handle that? But kwanza wacha tuangalie watu wanasema nini kwa mitandao. We have Karanja Wainaina who's watching us on Zoom. Anasema George, swali kwako George, was the 5 million capital exclusive of the cars? All right, so mark that question George. Your 5 million, was it capital exclusive of the cars? Tena Karanja bado anasema with 10k naweza anza biashara ya yogurt production and milk value addition. Great. Kumbuka tulikuwa tumewauliza nikikupatia 10,000 utafanya biashara gani? Wamesema ataanza mambo ya yogurt. Alafu kuna Stanislaus hapo on Zoom anasema to the coach, what can I do to keep my business running without being demoralized in the future? Okay, a lot of business people at some point they quit. Huyu anataka ku keep running, so afanye nini ndo stay motivated through and through. Dande Rangu on Zoom, with 10k I'll fund my digital setup of my new product Mushi Academy, www.mushi.app. Well done, at least wako na app tayari. Akipatiwa 10k atascale it up. And we also have Sydney on Zoom, with 10k I will boost my shoes business. Alright, huyu ni mtu mwingine wa luku kama Solo. Amesema akipata 10,000 he'll be boosting his shoe business. And then we have Alex Mwiti, who's also watching us on Zoom. Anasema got an employment contract few months ago. Can you give me a loan to expand my daily farming usage? That is to Co-op Bank. Alright, huyu sasa amepata kazi, akona contract, lakini akona mambo anafanya ya ukulima. Can you give him that loan now that akona payslip? Mnaweza iona. Alright, Co-op Bank tena kuna swali kwako from Zoom. Where can one go and get venture capitalists? Are there social media forums where one can network? So let's try respond to those questions. We'll start with you, Mr. Alex. Alright, so if I have the payslip, will I get the loan? Huyu anatafuta mambo ya venture capitalist. How do you reach them? All right, how do you make sure that these people can reach the young people as well? Kwa sababu ni kama hapo katikati there's a gap. All right, let's go.
Okay, yeah, so thanks our viewers for those questions. Yes, of course, with a source of income, and like I said that when you approach a financial institution, the first thing we may want to establish is how invested are you in what you are doing. So if you have a payslip, it means you are gainfully employed. If you have a business running, would want to see your records, how much money is coming in, how much money you are paying. So it's very easy for whoever had that question to approach any of our branches and just show that I have an income that is coming through to me.
Right.
Yes.
So for the venture capitalists?
So for the venture capitalists, I don't have any in mind now, but you just go to search in the net. There are many out there who are willing to support young people who want to start businesses, and of course who are having challenges in just raising the capital.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Alex George, kuna mtu anasikiza na shangai 5 million. Jamani, ilikuja na nini na nini na nini na nini na nini? Mpatie hiyo breakdown tafadhali.
Well, I'll say the 5 million is exclusive of cars. However, I should have made it clear to you that when you want to start the business, you don't start by first wanting to own the showroom. Yeah? You first do the trading. The business will prompt you to set up a showroom. You know, you see people who have 1, 2, 3 cars they want to sell. You'll just market them, then you can meet people in coffee shops, sell, in the car bazaar. Then along the way, I mean, with time, the business prompts you to now set up, to consolidate all those cars in one place. So yes, the 5 million is not inclusive of cars.
Is not inclusive
yes,
of cars.
Yes.
Thank you for making that very clear. Now turudi kwenyu, unajua kwa mtu ambaye akona biashara, people are the most important part of that business, right? The people you work with and the people that you're serving, all right? So Solo, ukianza, at what point did you now feel I need to hire people or I need to team up with more people? Hii biashara iache kukuwa ya mtu one man. Alright, nikuwe na Mbogi, tunafanya nao kazi, we are all together in this. So please tell us, wakati ambapo you made that decision to hire people, was it your friends? Did you itana interview? Leteni CV. Leteni CV tuone, so did you pick from your friends? And do you pay yourselves? Do you have like a monthly salary? Just before we move to George on the same.
Okay, so venye nimekushow ibiz venye content ili blow up, ili ni ambush hadi mimi sikuwa ready. So unapata mimi ndo niko na control social media na mimi ndo naingiza watu wadhi, mimi ndo na pick calls, namba ya busy tu ni moja. Una get? So venye naendelea nikisukuma content, the power of social media. What's wanna come in masses. Hadi sasa DMs zinakuwa kibao. Unapata in a day uko na 150 requests. Hizo ni requests. Kuna zenye huja respond. It's just too much. So ndo nikaambia Mansa tulikuwa naye kampo. Nikamwambia ni aje, etebu come tupige Mansa udu farming. So Mansa alikuwa nikamwambia come. So akakam tukaanza kupiga shughuli.
Ameacha shamba na nani? Ameacha shamba na nani?
Kuna watu wanapiga shughuli. So unakam kwanza pali unajua unachukua gate pesa unaona. Sawa. Kuliko upande mwe ujuda kujali.
So Mansa came, was it in 2023 bado?
Sasa Mansa alikam
24
January.
All right.
So akakam unapata wase ni kibao hatuwezi ndo nasi wote. And then sasa mimi unajua mimi nimegrow mtaani. So hakuna venye naenda tu kuchukua mtu sijui nimpe shughuli hizi. Mtaani nimehangaika na wase, nimehangaika na maboys wangu. Si mimi naenda niaje shigi kama. So sasa tuko na shigi makazi ani kuna hadi madem ani mzi ani watu tumegrow nao from scratch ni wasi tumehangaika nao. So if God amekubless na plate like situkule si wote pamoja.
So now you're 7 people.
Yes,
7 people. Na ulianza kuongeza in 2024 as you progressed
2024,
after uone demands ni mingi. Alright, so mnajilipa per month, mnajilipa per week, mnajilipa per day. Is there a standard salary for you guys? You've set that structure?
So venye ilikam hivyo tukaleta SMM, social media manager, yana wakigi from home. So nikaona hii kazi ni kibao. Kwa sasa pia napiga content. Wasa anaanza kukam, nika msanii anaanza kulipwa. Pesa nikaa ni mingi na nichanga. So nikaona nikishika kila kitu itanitoa timing. Acha niokoe busy. Mansa ni mse very intelligent. Intelligent mbaya sana. Right. Kwa naye usikie venye mse anafikiria. Afikiri kama sisi. So Mansa nikamwambia ni aje chukua busy. Run busy. Right. So Mansa na run busy hivi. Because unaona sasa kuna sona from home. Asa lazima walipo salo. Kuna wase wako wadhi. Lazima wapigwe pia pake. Kuna sisi pia. Na busy pia lazima make do. So mimi niko na salo.
Per month, per week?
Niko na salo per week.
And for the others?
Fixed.
Oh, it's not fixed.
Juu unapata biz, unaona venye tunajua biz inaweza make amount X. Biz inaweza kuwa down hii wiki. So nikisema end month nataka ile pake yangu, maybe hiyo ndo hatukufikia hiyo target.
All right. So it's flexible depending on how the business is, but you all have a salary per week.
Weekly.
All right, George, coming to you. I believe you've had now people. Huwezi fanya peke yako. Ukiangalia approach ya Solo, ametoka hood. Akaamua mimi sipandi peke yangu, napanda na wase wangu wa hood. So mbogi yangu ndio inakuja kufanya kazi kwa hii biz. All right? So to you, when it was time to hire, all right, these people will be representing you when you're not there. The business has to run with them in place. So when you're hiring, what qualifications did you look out for? All right, did you go back to your hood? Was it fresh na letter CV? Was it through referrals? Uliendo wakati mko mnauza magari, unajua mtu fulani anafanyanga kazi mahali alikuwa anauza vizuri, unaenda unafanya poaching hapo. How did you go about it?
When we started, most of the people we had interacted with, you know, it's like, I mean, I know you are a good freelance salesperson. We need to you need to come. We join forces and sell. So most of the people we took from freelancers. Yes.
How many people do you have so far?
We are a team of 11.
Great. You included?
Yes.
Right. Do you have
7
a salary?
salespeople. Absolutely. I have a retainer and plus commission. I also get paid commission.
Right.
Yes.
Is your retainer fixed or is it flexible like your solo?
No. It's fixed.
Monthly?
Yes, it's fixed.
Right. Coming to you, Alex. Hapa tuko na business tofauti. Huyu ako na weekly salary lakini it's not fixed. Inaendana na venye busy na kaa hiyo wiki. Ikipanda tunapanda, ikishuka tunanyenyekea. All right? Alafu pale kuna George, fixed monthly salary, come what may. Fixed monthly salary. So help us understand wakati naanza kujilipa kwa biashara, and also at what point should I start paying myself? Immediately I start the business ama nangoja, and then should I have a fixed salary, a flexible one? Help us understand those payment dynamics. Na pia nikitaka pay rise, can I decide, hey, busy naenda vizuri, it's time for a pay rise, I need to make more. All right? So before we move to the next set of questions, just quickly help us understand that.
I like that question because it speaks to business management skills, you know, and it's something we have talked about previously. We were saying when you're starting a business, what might you want to have with you? So what they have is business management skills. So kama Solo hapa, Solo alika hivi akaona there's too much work, you know, and if I stick with this, I'm going to lose my customers because his response time was slow. So he went for a business partner, you know, somebody who has a particular set of skills that he can use to run the business with what we call behind the scenes.
Right.
So Solo hapa ndio tunajuanga. Tumesikia 2 months hapa. So there is somebody behind the scenes who is doing a thing. Okay? So that's business management skills. It's just to know how do I run my business and how do I allocate the resources.
Right.
How do I get to pay myself? I also like that, you know, he doesn't have to have a monthly pay. He says weekly. Some weeks may not be good. So ile imekuja ndio tunafanya nini? That's business acumen.
Right.
And same for George. You
right.
know, George And he says, you know, it's about retainer.
Yes.
Even for the resources of the, what we'd call extra staff, you know, it's about business management skills.
Right.
So for the young people out there, I mean, when your business gets to grow, at some point, your business management skills have to kick in. They could have been, you could have learned them formally, or it could be informal. Informal would mean that you are benchmarking with other people doing the same business, and what do they do when their businesses get to a particular level. Okay,
Right.
so don't die there with your business. Look for the right skills. I'm happy that the people maybe they have picked, people who are helping them in running the businesses, even when they are here with us. The businesses are still going on, which is a business, part of business acumen.
Right.
Thank you.
Should they also be keen on making sure part of the money they make isiende kwa kujilipa tu, some goes back to the business? Is that also something you want to clarify for the young viewers who are watching us right now? Ndo isikuwe, let's say I invested 20,000, all right?
Yeah.
And then this week we have made 50,000. Ukitoa 20,000 ile uliinvest, uko na 30,000. Should I use all this 30 on paying ourselves, this is us, and just keep reinvesting the 20K? Or it's also good from this 30K, we pay ourselves and still send some back to the business?
Thank you. And for, you know, most of the young people who, when they get into business, I imagine the excitement when they make their first few thousands, you know, and Solopa ametuambia alikuwa nasikia kama
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk
Has nothing
you
on
know,
him.
and it's very valid that you feel so. So if you're not careful, you could get carried away and forget that the business may require this money in the days to come. You know, the business world has a lot of unforeseen things that could come your way.
Right.
You know, so you have to prepare for such adversaries.
Right.
So it's a case of making hay while the sun shines.
Right.
So be intelligent enough. How much do I want to reward myself? Of course, I always encourage young people, you know, pay yourself.
Okay.
But how much do you want to pay yourself? And your business also has to keep running and for the future of the business.
Right. Just to have an understanding of, unajua kwa biashara lazima tu kuange pia na cash flow, all right? Things come up, you need to pay, sijui nani amekuja delivery, you have to sort out, kuna kitu ime-leak pale, you have to fix it very fast. So I want to know how you make your payments. Do you do cash payments? Do you do mobile payments? And how do you also make sure that uko afloat, usipatikane off guard when you're running your business? So how do you prefer making your payments for the different needs that may arise in the business?
Of course, mobile banking.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you see some of these, unless emergencies, others are planned expenses. Most of them are planned expenses. Unless maybe, like you said, there's a roof that is leaking and it's raining. Yes.
But even then, you'll make sure it's a mobile payment.
Yes,
Is there a particular reason why you prefer that?
Of course, I mean, you know, it's also a very informal sector.
Yes.
So you don't want to deal with a fundi who will say you didn't pay me. You know.
So you want to keep your receipts.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
great. So tukuje kwako Solo. Biashara imebadilika, maisha imebadilika. Now everything is digital, technology. And when we're looking at a retail market here in Kenya, we're actually doing very well. One of the most thriving retail markets in Africa. We come second to South Africa, and that has been driven by a lot of digital transformations. Ndio. So kikwako, as you're running your business, unatupigisha maluku, what digital innovations unaona imekusaidia sana when it comes to pushing your business forward?
I'd say venye unaona kama TikTok. Tulianza TikTok, so reels zinaenda sana.
Right.
Kitambo hakukuwaga reels, I'm assuming. Sai reels zinawafiti sana.
Reels particularly on TikTok, or even like these reels on Instagram?
Reels on ilianzaga TikTok, ndo tukaingia Gram. Then uzuri Gram na Facebook ni za Meta. So it's one and the same thing.
Right.
So nasema X kidogo ndo tumelala. But sasa kuna boys wetu wanaitwa Markers. Unaona, in as much as sasa nikupeleka na rada, in as much as tunapigania mboka yako na side hustle yake. So kuna vitu yeye wema anauzaga X. Inamwakia, but sasa si X atujengewa sana.
Right.
So si tuko Facebook, TikTok na IG.
Right.
Yeah.
So those your TikTok visibility inakusaidia sana kupata. And also a lot of comments. You see so many comments. You manage to go through all that?
Yeah.
You do?
Unajua pia kuengage wase ni key sana.
Right.
Kuna mse ukimrespondia anasikia tu nice.
Right.
Ni poa tu kuengage wase. Because bila wase, bila viewers, bila hizo DMs, bila hizo comments, bila hiyo like, bila hiyo share.
Great.
Hatuko. Yeah.
All right. So coming to you, George, nataka utuambie, you've been doing this for over 10 years
Yes.
now. I know it has not been all rosy all
Yes,
through.
yes.
There has to be something you did at some point, a financial mistake you made at some point that nearly took you out of business, all right? And you had to figure it out and get yourself to where you are right now. So for that young person who's listening to you, anataka kuanza biashara, what is that one thing unamwambia, please do not dare do this. It will lead you into serious consequences. What is that financial mistake you're advising them against?
What I'll tell our viewers, and this I'll base it from my own experience, just stick to your business. Don't, you'll be tempted, when you've done business for some time, you'll get other ideas to try and divert the money from your business to another seemingly profitable one. Please do not. It's very tempting, but do not.
Right.
My experience is very bad. I mean, I like I told you, we tried doing such a thing in 2017.
Right.
And to this day, we're still healing from the wounds.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
if I'm getting you right, uko na biashara ya gari,
Yes.
mnauza magari, you're
Yes.
already making profits.
Yes.
You think I want to get into real estate.
Yes.
Don't pull money
Yes.
from here biashara ya magari,
Yes.
uende ukafund hii mpya
Yes,
ya real
yes,
estate that you
yes,
want to
yes,
do.
yes.
So you make such a mistake in 2017 na mpaka wa leo hujamaliza
Yes,
kuheal.
yes, yes, yes.
Wait, okay. Thank you so much for that. Alex, ule kijana ambaye anakusikiza saizi, tumesikia a financial mistake ambayo George made. If you were to advise them, ama ile pengine umeona young people wengi wakifanya. All right? What is that financial mistake that you want to encourage them to stop doing? It's something that they're doing and maybe they don't know that it has long-term repercussions. Unaweza mwambia awache kufanya nini?
Okay, most of it would border on financial discipline, on the money that your business is making. And I like what George has, just shared with us on his personal experience, so that he maybe take money here and try something else. So the mistake would be that you spread what you call spread thin. You are all over, and what that does is that it makes you lose focus on the business that is actually making you money. Not that it's a bad thing to take a risk or to try something else, but timing is of essence. So be very careful as on trying, maybe running so many things at the same time. But also there is no harm in being ambitious and probably wanting to expand.
Right.
Maybe the other mistake I would say is where people just want to copy and paste. I mean, these are accomplished business. If you listen to their stories, they started a while back.
Yeah.
I can't just wake up today and say, I want to be a car dealer on Kiambu Road.
Yes.
George has been on a journey.
Yeah.
Ama nikuwe solo nipeleke mashimo. Na hizo mashimo nipotelee huko.
Utapotelea
So
huko.
we respect that he has been on this journey and he has understood it.
Right.
And so for you there as a young person wanting to get into business, some of these things is about being disciplined and getting as much information as possible. Last time we said even being attached, kama unataka kufanya kazi kama ya solo, kuja ongea na solo bana, can I be doing this for you, just to learn the skills of the business.
Right. So mtu anaweza kuja attachment kwa solo.
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ni
Great.
kampuni halo.
All right. So we want to sample some questions and feedback that we have streaming in across our social media platforms. Hapa tuko na Nicolas Store, who's watching us on Zoom. Thank you for joining us this morning. Anauliza, what is the best amount for mashimo to come with for the mashimo to come with for a beginner with no insight into the business case clothing? Huyu anataka kwanza kwenda mashimo, ile pesa ambayo unaweza mwambia aanze nayo ni pesa ngapi? I'll be coming to you solo for that answer. Chief Marinator pale Zoom started doing phone stickers business with 700 capital as well. Used to get a 230 shillings profit and I could sell 5 stickers per day, and that's in 2020. Now I've got a whole shop in town that also has laptop skins and wall art as well. In short, start with what you have. It's all about baby steps and consistency. Let's just wrap up this thing here. That's all we needed to hear. Hebu tumpigie makofi tafadhali. Come on. Yeah, that's great, Chief. We also have someone who's streaming in on X. Charlo anasema, have you ever had to walk away from a deal or customer to protect your business, and what made you decide to do that? Okay. Another question. We have Timothy on Zoom. George, how did you separate business and personal issues when you worked with your friends at the start? And I believe even Solo can answer that kwa sababu yeye anaendea mbogi yake ya pale nyumbani. To coach on matters regulation, I sell earrings online. Must I register this business formally? Okay. All right. So those are some of the questions that we have streaming in across our social media platforms. Moja ametuambia yeye alianza tu na sticker, sasa yeye akona kila kitu mpaka laptop skins. Kama on Zoom anasema, when doing a markup on items nauza, are there limits or 100% plus profit iko sawa? Hey George, imekushtua. Please answer that. Do you have anything to say to Kamau? Yeah, anauliza, what should I follow when I'm adding the profits? Sawa. So you'll be answering that. Alafu Rofti anasema, all right, we have another feedback there coming in from Rofti Maina. All right, we're going to get that shortly. Yeah, it's back. Hi, can we say one can pay themselves 30% of the profit? Right, so a lot of questions on the profit, kujilipa. All right, so naweza weka 100% markup. Are there limits?
So it's your call, you run the business.
Yeah.
Lakini 30% ni kama ni cover, the tax rate.
Yeah.
That's on light touch. But I'm excited by, the viewer who said how they started small, with the stickers.
Yeah.
And then this is a thing for young people there, that even the businesses you see thrive, if you listen to the stories, like the ones we are listening here, real talk. George atakwambia he started off kwa Jamhuri. That's when he learned the art of the car business.
Right.
So Lo started in campus,
Yeah.
small items here and there.
Yeah.
So I am a proponent of what you call lean startup. Just start small, build, have patience. The beauty of a lean startup is that it gives you time to gain confidence in your business. And if you make some mistakes here and there, they are not as as harsh because you're starting small, and it gives you room to learn and takes away a lot of pressure from you.
Right.
I can imagine if I open my ad with 5 million, the pressure, I've not sold, I have 5 million I have to repay.
Yeah.
But look, he has been able to grow gradually and he's confident enough.
Right. So before I hand over to George and Solo to answer the last question, kuna huyo ambaye alikuwa amesema, I'm running an online business and anauza earrings. Do they need to register that business?
So registering of a business is part of the requirements. We say that when you're planning to start your business, look at what we call the regulatory environment. Who do you need to be registered? For instance, if you have a shop within the CBD, you have to have some license from the county government, among others. So just check whether it's a requirement for your online business to be registered, because you want to be compliant. Right. You don't want to be caught doing business and you're not paying, for what has to be paid.
Though many people get away with it, right?
Of course they do.
Yes. Yeah. George, you almost stood up and got off your seat wakati mtu alisema, can I do markup ya 100% plus, or that is too much? Wewe kwa sababu kuhapu kwa hiyo biashara where you mark up a bit, to make your profits and all that. So unaweza muadvise angalie percentage gani ndio pia asifukuze customer, asishtue mtu.
Now, for our case is different. One, for some products you can manage to do 100%, especially for those who are doing value addition. But for cars, you cannot. Because if the cost of a car is 1.2, you cannot sell it for 2.4. There is something we call market price. So we do, we reverse. So this is the market price. There are those direct costs.
Right.
There is taxes. There is storage costs. So you'll make your money when buying that car in Japan. So you determine how much you want to make when buying that car in Japan.
Right.
So and the margins are usually 10-15%, not much. Yes.
All right. So siende kuwekea watu 100% kwa magari. It won't work there. All right. So kuna swali nyingine pia, it was addressed to you, George, on brotherhood, friends, separating personal business
Oh,
because
yes,
you
yes.
came together with 4 of your friends.
Yes, yes.
Kila mtu analeta kila konacho. So yeah, there it is. Timothy alikuwa anauliza how you separated business and personal issues. Kwa sababu ulianza na marafiki wako that you pulled together. How do you make those lines very clear? Heshima idumu siku zote.
Yes. So what I'll tell Timothy is now you have to be transparent. All right. Now for cars, like I said, the costs are very direct, and it doesn't have not many hidden costs. I mean, we've bought this car for this much. We've spent this much for marketing. We've sold for this much. So the rest is very direct. We all know what is expected of us.
Right.
Yes.
So transparency.
Transparency.
And when someone misbehaves, are you able to kick them out? Will the friendship remain? Lakini biashara tuachane ama kila kitu itaumia?
Absolutely. I mean, for them, not every person is a business person.
Yeah.
So for them, they might have, and we all know our strengths.
Yeah.
If, for instance, we are starting the 4 of us here. We know Solomon is very good in accounts, so we task him to manage our accounts.
Right.
Yes.
Great. All right. Asante for making that clear. Transparency is key when running such a business. Solo, kuna mtu alikuwa anataka kuingia wadhi, aingie Mashimo, anauliza nianze na how much? Should I go and pick the whole bill? Should I select as a startup? Advise them. So,
kuna wasawili tofauti. Kuna msee maybe anakuja kuanza biz online. Kuna msee anataka kutingua shop. Ana wase wawili tofauti. Huwezi tingua shop na bob mbili. Lazima ukele pake, lazima ukele do. So unataka kuuza nini? Bei ya toja si same na shati, bei ya crop top si same na ya bodysuit. So ina depend unataka kuuza nini. Siwezi kuambia anza na biz ati anza na 3,000 ama anza na 20. Ile kitu uko nayo. Hakuna dosi na kwanza. Si lazima ukuja tu anue nguo kama pieces chwani ndo anze biz. Unaweza anza biz hata na pieces kende.
Kende is ngapi?
Unaweza anza biz na pieces kama 10.
Kuna mtu ajui?
Yes. Unaweza anza biz
na pieces kama 10.
Hata 10.
Alright.
Venye unaenda kuzisukuma, sasa wewe ndio sasa ukiwa mtaalamu kwa mjanja, uisukume. Hizi pieces 10 ukiuza 8 kama restock.
Right.
Hivyo zinaenda tu hivyo pole ukiscale. Mdagi venye alisema hizo lean startup. Pia kwa unaenda kwanza online. Usikuje sasa pia ati ndo unaenda page ni mpya, hauna audience, hauna nini, ni unakuja unaekelea bob kama 30 kwa biz. Hiyo ni error. Anza tu pole. Jua nini watu wanataka.
Okay.
Audience yako inataka nini?
Alright.
Audience yako ni watu wanakaaje? Buying power yao ni how much? Ukishajua hiyo utajua venye utaanza.
Asifeel pressure ya bill, anaweza enda aselect hata 10 venye umesema, auze vizuri yake makeup yake poa, anarudi pale anaenda ki restock, si ndio?
Jubel, yeah.
Alright. Jubel, continue.
Bill zinakuwa tricky.
Okay.
Unaweza fungua bill ya sweatpant ikupe mahudi. Zuruka. Kobel kuna first camera, kuna second camera na kuna fagia.
Yeah, fagia ni ile ya 3 sasa.
Ile so bill ukikata kuna first camera ile ya kwanza, the good quality. Second camera ni ile yenye kwa afadhali. Fagia ni ile kila mtu ashaangalia, hakuna mtu anataka. So kuna wase ukamkufagia store.
Yeah. All right. So now we are coming up to wrapping up this conversation. I'll give you 30 seconds each. Solo and George. You tell us 30 seconds. If you were to go back in time, nikurudishe wewe 2023, nikurudishe 2014 when you're starting this business afresh. What do you think you'd have done differently? 30 seconds. Solo?
Hakuna kitu ningefanya differently. Na feel venye nimelearn hizo mistakes kwa biz, nikisonga ndio imenifanya tukue sasa wenye tuko.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're happy with how you started and you would do it over again the same way.
Yes, exactly.
George, maybe something that you think I could have done differently back then, so very many years ago?
What do I say? I would have chosen not to sell on hire purchase. Yes.
You'd have chosen not to go the higher purchase
not
model.
Not to go higher purchase model.
All right.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Alex, as we wrap up, nataka umalize pia kwa kuongelesha the young people who are watching us. Hii hata utaniangalia, utawaangalia direct. And combine that with answering that person who was keen on asking, can I pay myself 30% of the profit? Kuna mtu make profit yake vizuri, anauliza, if I take 30% of that as my salary, Is that okay? Is it too high? Is it too low? Is it just there? So combine that answer with your clarion call for the young people who are watching us right now. Yeah.
So first is to congratulate all the young people who have ventured into business. I mean, it's not a walk in the park. There are risks that you may have taken. There are mistakes that you might have made. But for the mistakes, I want to see it as not as a bad thing per se, but the mistakes also make you a better business person. So like Solo here says, yes, he has made mistakes, but he doesn't regret. So if you have made mistakes, well and good. We talk about being resilient. So rise up, dust yourself, and hit the road. Move on. So keep at it in what you are doing. There are adversaries along the way. Some are unforeseen, and we talk about risk management. Little things like insuring your business is a good thing in case some unforeseen things happen. And for the one who has the percentage to pay themselves, again, there is no right or wrong answer. It's your business. You are the CEO. You call the shots there. The thing here is about having the wisdom to know how much can you take for yourself and not draining the business.
Right.
So usipige sherehe na hiyo pesa yote. Save for rainy day.
Asiende kusababisha weekend. All right. Thank you so much, Alex, for being our expert voice in this panel conversation, for helping us understand if we are navigating in the right way and also answering the questions of the audience who are with us. Asante sana. Thank you, George, for being here today and helping us understand that yes, as a young person, unaweza ingia katika biashara ya magari. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. Thank you for your honesty while at it, and thank you so much, Solo. Unapelekanga watu wapi?
Gikomba.
Na unajua?
Mashi.
Na msanii?
Msanii alipo.
Siku zongo. Hello. Thank you so much, Solo. We love you so much, and I feel you're really giving young people hope. Auna capital, business ilianza bila do, and here we are. Good job and keep up at it. After hii si wote tuende wadhi tupige look moja safi pamba moto.
Kabisa.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for that, and thank you to every single one of you that has been with us, joining across all our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Zoom as well. We don't take your presence here for granted, and we do hope that you've learned a thing or two that can help you either start your business or scale up your business. Na kwa ule pengine alikuwa ameanza biashara, ameachana nayo kwa sababu ya changamoto, we hope now you have the right energy to go back and revive that business again. It has been an absolute pleasure. Our hashtag is Let's Go, Let's Grow, and I'd want all of us to say it together in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure being your host. My name is Violetta Ngina. See you next Friday, same place, same time.